knowledge in the Bible relates to sexuality. Hence, the tree of knowledge, da'at, gnosis, is a direct reference to sexuality. What then is the purpose of this reference to sex and its role in the fate of Adam and Eve? When humanity was physically separated into two sexes, man and woman still carried within them the reflection of their Creator. Thus, within every male, there still exists a female aspect, and within every woman exists a male aspect. By this level of meaning, Adam and Eve symbolize the subtle energetic physiology of the individual. Adam and Eve as polarized energy are represented in the ancient symbol of the caduceus. Popularly associated to the Greek god Hermes, the symbol of the caduceus is actually visible in the records of countless ancient cultures from around the world. The two serpents have always symbolized the masculine and feminine energetic channels that wind up the spinal column. As they are energetic, not physical, a scalpel will never find them. Their root is yesod, the foundation, the sexual organs, and they are fed by the sexual energy. These two channels of energy are called Ida and Pingala in Sanskrit. In the Kabbalah, they are called Od and Ob, and in esoteric Christianity, they are called Adam and Eve. In the Bible, they are also called the two olive trees and the two candlesticks standing before the God of the earth. The two serpents wind up the spinal column of the physical body. The spine is most often symbolized by a staff or a rod. The spine is the staff of the master and the central column of the human temple. The column stands upon the foundation stone, yesod, the sexual energy. The spine has 33 vertebrae, symbolized by the 33 years of the life of Jesus of Nazareth and by the 33 degrees of the Masons. On either side of this rod, the spinal column, are two serpents. Pingala is the masculine aspect, Adam. Ida is the feminine aspect, Eve. It is the energy of Eve in our psyche that pushes for procreation. When Eve is tempted to eat the fruit of the tree of knowledge, this is a symbol of humanity desiring the fruit of sexuality. Children. To indulge in the fruit of sexuality means to spill the sexual energy, to orgasm, to taste the divine energy that illuminates the soul in order to feel physical sensation. Thus, the energy used to maintain the physical and spiritual vitality of the individual is expelled through the orgasm. Adam and Eve, as a symbol of men and women of the ancient past, ate of the forbidden fruit of the tree of knowledge, or the secret knowledge of sexuality. They abused the sexual energy in their own bodies by having the orgasm, and therefore they broke the most fundamental rule they had been given. It is very important that the tremendous energy that gives mankind the ability to create be used efficiently, because it is connected to the same energetic force that sustains the individual's own vitality. It is well known that the sexual energy is intimately related to the health of our psyche and our physical bodies. Not only is it necessary for sustaining physical vitality, and thus the 5 physical senses, but also the vitality of the 7 superior senses that unites mankind to the divine. Without the sexual energy, the soul atrophies, breaking our connection with God. When we expel the sexual energy, we expel the energy that fuels our inner senses. This is why those who fornicate, who expel the sexual energy through the orgasm, cannot perceive God directly. The orgasm is symbolized in the poisoned apple given to Snow White. While sweet to the taste of the physical senses, it is poison to the soul. Eating it results in unconsciousness and an eternity of sleep. The universal story of maidens and virtuous heroes falling asleep is an allegory illustrating the sleep of the consciousness, the state in which the human being loses the direct personal knowledge of God and the higher realms of nature. This is why the fruit of the tree of knowledge was forbidden to eat. Before the abuse of the tree of knowledge, sex was treated with the utmost respect, and the orgasm was unknown to mankind and unnecessary. Husband joined wife in the sexual act according to the laws given to them by Jehovah Elohim. They enjoyed the tree of knowledge, sexuality, but did not eat of its fruit. This was the genesis of the distinction between good and evil. A humanity that knew only goodness ate of the forbidden fruit and discovered animal desire, which always leads to suffering and pain. This is the Pandora's box or vase of Greek mythology, which when opened, releases the agents of evil into the world. Fear, pride, shame.
And the eyes of them both were opened, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. And Adam said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked, and I hid myself.
Through the discovery of the orgasm, Adam learned to be afraid, to be ashamed. As promised by the tempting serpent, humanity gained new knowledge, the knowledge of suffering. In tasting the forbidden fruit, Adam learned desire. From this moment, right and wrong is filtered subjectively through the need to feel pleasure and avoid suffering.
And Jehovah Elohim said, Behold, the man has become as one of us, to know good and evil.
Humanity had already known good, innocence, purity, and simplicity. Now humanity also knew evil, shame,
now greetings to the world. Vice of the
fear,
one big gang
pain,
still alongside Skrillex.
emptiness.
Them for no.
Now humanity knew what the Elohim knew,
Ow!
that desire leads to suffering.
We must up the place, turn up the bass and make them all have fun. How we ablaze the fire, make it fun them. We must up the place, turn up the bass and make some sound, boy run. And we will end your week just like a Sunday. We must up the place, turn up the bass and make them all have fun. Skrillex ablaze the fire, make it fun them. We must up the place, turn up the bass and make some sound, boy run. And we will end your week just like a Sunday.
space, mash up the place.
And make them all have fun. How we ablaze the fire, make it fun them. We mash up the place, turn up the bass and make some sound, boy run. And we will end your week just like a Sunday. We mash up the place, turn up the bass and make them all have fun. Skrillex ablaze the fire, make it fun them. We mash up the place, turn up the bass and make some sound, boy run. And we will end your week just like a Sunday.
Now humanity knew what the Elohim knew, that desire leads to suffering.
Desire caused all the gods to fall from their places, and it is desire that leads all creatures to hell.
Desire is craving, and craving is suffering. Desire always leads to suffering. This is the message that is inherent in every great religion. The slave of desire is a slave of sin, and only suffering and death await him.
Through the abandonment of desire, the deathless state is realized.
Thus, stripped of their connection to the divine, Adam and Eve, as symbols of humanity, were cast out of Eden to wander in a wilderness of suffering and ignorance.
And to the woman he said, I will make most severe your pains in childbirth. In pain shall you bear children.
Rejecting the laws of Jehovah and the guidance of the Elohim, humanity attempted to have children on its own. And in the end, conception and childbirth happened out of balance with nature. And the result was pain and hardship. By using the sexual force to stimulate desire, the fire of Eve became inverted, flowing in the opposite direction. The serpent fell, forming the famous tail of Satan, stimulating the 7 inverted virtues, the 7 capital sins.